Hi friends, Suzanne here with the newest installment of the mini-series called Crafting at the Lake House. I started this one-day local retreat back in 2019, and now we've completed our third event. Even with all the restrictions and safety rules we had to follow, this event was a huge success. My friend and fellow demonstrator Terry from Card Designs by Terry helped me once again, where we split the work and brought together local crafters from around BC for this super popular catered first class event. If you're interested in attending the next Lake House event in June, please fill out the form on my blog, sunstampin.com, or in the description of this video. In the mini-series, I am sharing a dozen card designs we created for the make and takes at the event. Fair warning, some supplies are from the January to February celebration catalog, so if you're trying to recreate, you may have to substitute. Okay, kids, here we are with card number 3 of the mini-series. So I am utilizing the On the Horizon bundle, the stamp set and the dies for this card. Here's my Pacific Point ink pad. It's the new ink pad, and I was still able to squish it to get a puddle of ink on the back on the palette there. So this is a rule of watercolor. You can see this is my water painter, and sometimes I have to squeeze the lid so that, unscrew the lid so that a bubble of air can get in it. It seems to be quite airtight. But this is a rule of watercolor. Basically, if you have something wet, like your Fluid 100 watercolor paper here, I put down some clear water and then I added ink to it. And the rule is that the ink will only go, or the paint will only go where the wet is. So it's a good rule to remember. Sometimes if you want that really crisp coloring, you don't want to put lots of water down. But if you want sort of a large area, you could do exactly what I'm doing here. So this is just a wet baby wipe. I'm sort of sopping up some of the water just because, you have to dry it. So you don't want too much water. I'm also creating a nice straight horizon there. And the baby wipe is there to wipe off my painter, water painter. All right, here is my mini cut and emboss machine. And this was the dies that come with the, let's see, what are they called? Horizon dies. And this is a fence. So, and I'm using Heart and Home DSP. So that was wood, I believe, so to give a woodly effect to that fence. And then this is the New Horizons paper. And I cut some grass out of it. And then that is the very slender stitch rectangle die. And I have inked my sentiment that says, "Thanks for everything," up with Evening Evergreen. And now my ocean is dry, so I'm going to stamp my birdies in Pacific Point. I liked just keeping the same color motif. Here is some Tombow glue, and I put it on the back side of my fence. And it's funny because I actually really do like this scene. In my home, I have a beautiful painting of the ocean. And in my bathroom, I have pretty much the same scape where there's a fence and it's on sand and it goes into the ocean. So this was a definite me card. So I put some adhesive along the back of that grass, and I had to make it straight. There, it looks better straight like that. And then I'm going to put the sentiment up on dimensionals. And what else do you need to know about this? Oh, this was one of the cards that Quinn kind of got, my kitty, knocked some water on. And there's a little splotch in the final pictures, but I don't think it ruins it. So thank goodness. Thank goodness. And like I said before, please don't be mad at him for knocking water off. He only has 3 legs, and sometimes his tail gets in the way. So we got to make sure that the house is nice and tidy when Quinn's around. All right. So did I mention that this is the Fluid 100 paper, and once there's a lot of water on it, just like any watercolor paper, it will sort of warp a little bit. So that is my trick. I kind of use my bone folder to wrangle it back into place, and then I also put lots of adhesive. So I'm going with glue this time, wet glue, Tombow glue. But you could use whatever adhesive of your pleasure. Just make sure that you put a lot of it on to help with the warping of this watercolor paper, because there was a considerable amount of water on there. And then I'm just using my little acrylic block here to smooth that glue down. And if I got any squishes, I will wipe them up. This causes the backside to be a little bit moist as well. So it sort of combats the moistness on the front. All right. So I'm using these funky pebbles. Hang on. Let me get you, I'll look them up here. I can't remember what they're called. Pebble enamel shapes. So fun. My original picture was for the kids who were doing the class, and there was, they were using brown and gray. I was only pretty much left with gray, so that's what I did. I used the gray. I felt that the gray was perfect. And then I went over, me, because I can't leave anything alone without some kind of glitter or glitz in there. The pebbles weren't just enough. They weren't enough for me. So wink of Stella on the horizon, flicked all over the ocean, and then a gentle coat all over the sand, because sand is sparkly. So, All right. Well, you can see all the supplies I used today below in the video see more section, or in the supply section of my blog. And I have created fast links so that they can take you to my online store. You can create a wish list if you want. You can see how much things are. Anyway, I would love the chance to meet you and earn your business. So thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.